everyone and welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Hermione for those of you who might be new here, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make some DIY clothing pieces. I love thrifting, I love upcycling, and I love turning something old into something brand new. Plus, I also hate paying loads of money for something that's only going to be on trend for a small amount of time. So if any of those things resonate with you, then hopefully you will like this video because I'm going to show you 4 DIYs. If you guys want to see how I made them, let's get into the video. First up, I want to show you guys how you can embroider a sweater or t-shirt, and this is actually very simple. This was my first time embroidering, so believe me, anybody can do it. For this, you'll need an old sweater or t-shirt, some embroidery thread, a needle, and a hoop. Start by sketching out your design using pencil on the corner of your sweater or wherever you want to place it. I'm doing eyelashes, and these are a very simple design to make. Thread your needle with your embroidery thread and go ahead and start going over the outlines you've created. You don't necessarily need an embroidery hoop to do this, but it does make it so much easier, so I would recommend using one. And as you can see here, I'm using a back stitch for this design, which I'll show you a close-up of in a second so you get a rough idea of how it looks. Take it slowly and your design will look really nice and take shape actually quite quickly, because this only took 10 minutes for me. And like I said, I used a back stitch, so here's what you do. You pull the needle through about a stitch width in front of where you would normally start, and then pull it back, as you can see, slightly behind, and then you've created your stitch. This kind of gives you the opportunity to see exactly where you're going to be putting the stitch. It just makes it a little bit neater. And as you can see here, you just keep going for the whole design, and I've just sped this up a little bit so you don't get bored. But it's very quick, like I said, and very simple to do. This is how mine turned out, and I'm super pleased with it. I love the design, and I've been wearing this a lot recently. If you do make something similar, definitely tag me on Instagram and show me what you've made. Patches are really on trend at the moment, and they're so easy to put on anything. I love putting them on all of my clothes and handbags, so I just wanted to show you guys how I upcycled this denim shirt and this denim skirt really easily to give them a more modern look. For this, you will need denim, some patches, an iron, or you can use fabric glue. I'm using this patch set from Monkey. It was £5, and before ironing them down, I wanted to make sure that the layout was right. I'm putting them under the collar of this shirt that I thrifted for £2, and then I'm using the directions on the back of the packet which said use a damp towel between what you're ironing and the iron and hold it down for 60 seconds. So once I'd done that, I checked to make sure that they were down properly, and then I flipped it over and ironed the back as well, and this is how it turned out. I'm so pleased with it. I swear it looks like something you could get from ASOS. I love tying the front in a bow as well. And of course I didn't stop there. I also did this denim skirt that I've had lying around for a long time, and I just used some fabric glue to test 2 different methods, and this held up really well too. This patch was from a haberdashery in Amsterdam, and it looks super cute, so you can definitely find patches like this in your local craft store too. Next up, I want to show you guys how to make these pearl jeans. I saw Zoella wearing a pair of jeans covered in pearls a really long time ago, and I kind of wanted to recreate them but make a more subtle version. So for this, you'll need some jeans, you'll also need some thread, a needle, and some pearls. So for this, I'm using pearls on an old necklace, cutting them off, and then just sewing them onto the jeans like so. So just take your needle and thread, pull it through, and then sew it in place. Make sure that you sew it a good 4 or 5 times to keep them in place. I'm using pink so that you can see what I'm doing here, but I would recommend using a color that matches the fabric that you're using. Add as few or as many as you would like, but just remember not to put any on the back of the jeans because you won't be able to sit down comfortably. Just do this on the front of any denim that you try.
And
then finally, here's a cutout sweater with cold shoulders and big bows on the shoulders. I don't know where this idea came from, I just decided to make it with this old sweater, so here goes. You'll need a t-shirt or sweater of your choice, a needle and thread, some pins and some ribbon. Start by laying your sweater flat on a table. It has to be flat so that you can make sure that the cuts you make are going to be equal. Cut the shoulders of the sweater to the same distance on each side and then fold over the top and the bottom to create more of a straight line from the neckline to the edge of the shoulder, as you can see here, and then use some pins to pin it in place. Then cut 2 pieces of silk ribbon and attach one at the front and one at the back with some pins. Make sure they're lined up really nicely so that they meet in the middle. Next up, take a needle and thread and go along this line from start to finish. Make sure the thread matches the colour of the sweater you're using, and don't forget to pass it through the silk ribbon too to make sure it's tied in place. When hand sewing, you can use whatever stitch you want, but I'm just using a basic straight stitch to show you guys how simple it is. It took about 10 minutes to do each side. It is that easy, but if you don't want to do hand stitching, you can also use a machine. Don't forget to repeat this on the other sleeve, and then you're finished. You can go ahead and wear your shirt, and this is how mine turned out. I'm really pleased with it. Let me know if you guys make something similar. I'd love to see your recreations.
So that is everything for this week's DIY video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you like lifestyle and DIY videos. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!